fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. Today I am here for the next step in my Advent project, which is section 19. So I'm just going to peel it off and we're going to get started because I can't believe we're already 19 days into this. This is kind of crazy. I am still not 100%, but I'm getting there. Let me zoom you guys in and get this situated so that you guys can see. Okay, I think that's good right there. And then tomorrow will be even more of a reveal. So, how is everyone doing? Now that I've zoomed in, I'm like, can you guys see that whole thing? No, you cannot. Okay, I think, does that get all of it in the screen? Let me move it down a little bit. Okay, I think that gets all of it now. Oh my goodness, you guys, it has gotten so, well, it feels busy around here, even if it's not horribly busy, but I don't know if it's just the day, Christmas Day getting closer, if it feels like it's getting busier. It's just been the last 2 or 3 days for me have been long. My husband is off working on the storm. He called me this morning to tell me that he injured himself. So that's awesome. Nothing serious. He just, fell off the back of the truck and fell 6 feet. So he landed on his feet. So, he didn't crack his head or his back or anything, thank goodness. However, I'm sure with his recent surgery, that's probably not great. And also, he landed directly on one of his feet, and so he thinks he's done something to the heel of that foot. And they're still out working, so, he's trying to take it easy and kind of do things that don't involve him walking around or standing on it a lot, but with his kind of work, there's only so much of that you can do. So he ends up spending a lot of the time sitting in the truck, waiting on things and kind of being their gopher person. And that's really hard for him. He is just not one of those people that likes to sit and be still. Well, I shouldn't say that. He doesn't mind sitting and being still if everyone else is doing the same, but it drives him crazy to be the one sitting still while other people are up and doing things. So we don't know if he's going to get sent home. I think they're almost done with all the work they were doing anyway. And luckily, he's been working close to home. So, he's actually close enough that I could just drive and get him if I need to. So, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. So, and we've had several spots of good news, thank goodness, since I got the news that he was hurt. I got a letter, probably a month ago, from my son's first college where he was taking some dual credit courses when he was still in high school. So he got college and high school credit for them. And he was enrolled in those classes during 2020 when everything shut down. And they ended up continuing the classes online, but of course everything was just kind of crazy there for a bit, and he stayed in his classes. I don't know that everybody did, but anyway, long story short, we got a notice that there was some kind of program that would be reimbursing the students for some of their college tuition. So we got a nice little check in the mail for some of the tuition that we had paid that year. So that was a nice surprise right at Christmas. That will definitely help defray some of our bills. And so this is a bit of a weird section. It feels a little disjointed, and so I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting all of the pieces and parts where they need to go. I don't see any other V's, do I? Yep, there's one right there that I missed. So that was a bit of good news. And I felt really good because I was able to, when Craftably finally put up some of their teaser items for pre-sale, for pre-order on Friday, I was able to get some of them, which made me super duper happy because there were some that I just absolutely wanted, and I was able to get them. So it says they will not be shipping until March of 2022, which I had figured that I would not get them till then, so that was fine with me. I bought 3 different paintings. I was going to get 4, but the 4th one, I was trying to stay under a certain dollar amount because that's the amount of money that I had put aside. And while I could have spent more than that, and my husband wouldn't have said anything, I really want to try and stay within my budget this year. Well, next year, because these will go towards next year's budget. And what letter is this? Question mark. Okay. The 4th one that I had in there, it was one that I liked, but it was not one that I was like, oh my gosh, yes, 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 I need to have this one. So I ended up taking it out of my cart, which meant that I stayed under my budget, even though I only got 3 paintings instead of 4. And I felt really good about it. I figure, if I decide at some point to go back and buy, there's more than just the 4th one that I didn't end up getting. There were several that I was like, maybe I want to buy these. And then, you go and you put them in your cart and you're like, do I really want to spend that money on them? So, well, anyway, hopefully they will be there in the future, and that will not have been my only opportunity to buy those particular paintings. But if that's how it turns out, then I got the ones that I really, really wanted, so I can't complain. And so, yeah. And I did not buy anything from DAC's last round of new releases. Again, I'm just not a huge Harry Potter fan. And while I thought a couple of them were cute, they just, both this release and the last one, they just are not something that I wanted to spend time and money on. I have way too many other things to do. Sorry that I keep moving that. I keep hitting it with my hand accidentally. So, yeah, 2 bits of good news for me. Some surprise money in the mail. Surprise money is always good, right? And getting my pre-orders in from Craftably that I wanted. So, and I actually felt good enough yesterday that I spent quite a bit of time diamond painting on my Paint with Diamonds project, which I haven't done for quite some time. I'm actually getting close to being done. I'm hoping to spend some more time today diamond painting on it. I don't know if that's going to happen because I'm not quite sure what's going on with my husband. If they send him home, if I will have to go get him or whatever. So, but yeah, so spending today trying to just knock out the things on my to-do list that I need to do. I still want to spend some time doing some lesson plans, and I haven't done that yet. I did spend some time yesterday putting together my planner. Told you guys that I'm a planner. I use a daily planner. Well, I say daily. It is a daily planner, but I only use the calendar pages. Oh, and I just missed a U that I saw. Oh, I missed two. Good gravy, you guys. There is a calendar page that kind of gives you the layout for the month at the beginning. And then there are daily pages. I never use the actual daily pages. I use the calendar, kind of month at a glance pages. And that's all I ever use. And I also have a separate budget planner. And I've been keeping them in two separate places. My budget planner is a small, like 7x9-ish planner. It's the classic happy planner size. But my calendar month at a glance planner is the big happy size, which is basically 8.5 by 11. And I found somewhere my budget planner that I use in a size that would fit in my big planner. And so I thought, well, I should get that so I can just combine them, and then I don't have them in two separate places in my office taking up space. I can combine them and save some space. And I don't know where I saw it, but I looked yesterday and could not find the budget planner in the big size. So I finally realized, well, even if it doesn't fit exactly, they're both the disc system. So I'm just going to put my budget planner inside of my other planner so that they're all in one place and do it that way. So, and so I spent some time yesterday kind of setting that up for next month. I make my own stickers for my planner. You can go on Etsy and buy all kinds of kits for your planners, sticker kits. And I have done that, but I also enjoy making my own because then I can kind of tailor it to what I want. So, because, sometimes I want something a little different. Like, I'm not a big Halloween fan, so just because it's October doesn't mean I want a Halloween layout. While I love Christmas, just because it's December doesn't mean that I want, a Christmas layout. Maybe I want, Winter Wonderland or something like that. So, I have made my own stickers. And once upon a time, I was going to sell them on Etsy, and that just kind of fizzled out. I haven't done that. There's so many people who sell them on Etsy. It just felt like it would be, I don't know. I still might at some point, but it just seems like that would be a really hard kind of area to break into because there's so many people who are doing it already. So anyway, I just end up making my own. So I need to get that done. That's on my to-do list. It's a really long roundabout way of just telling you that, huh? Sorry about that. My brain wanders sometimes. I'm trying to convince my oldest to open an Etsy shop. She is a really good artist, and I think she would do really well with some of her style of art, selling stickers and things. Not necessarily planner stickers, but just stickers in general. And trying to get her to do that. I haven't been successful yet, but isn't that crazy? You see someone and you're like, okay, if I had that kind of talent, I would be doing this and this and this and this. Especially when it's your kids. And you're like, if you would just do this, 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 and this, you know. Of course, I guess it's easy to say that when you're not the one who has to do all the work, right? So I worry about my oldest because she's not planning on going with us to Canada. I think she would like to at some point, but not yet. And so, you know, she still lives at home, and I just worry, you know, when we're not here, we're going to be, you know, 3,000 miles away. You know, family will still be here because my family is from here, but that's not the same as having, you know, us be close and whatnot. So we had initially talked about moving to Maine or someplace in the short term, just for all of us to kind of be closer to my husband's family in case anything happened. And then we decided that, you know, we didn't want to do that because we didn't want to move twice. If we were going to move, we were just going to move. But, you know, it's one of those, until it actually happens and you have to make some of those decisions, you're kind of, well, I could do this or I could do that, or we could go here or we could go there. And, you know, I especially can get my stuck kind of on that hamster wheel going around and around without actually making a decision because I don't have to. And so until I'm forced to make that decision, I don't, which is not helpful, I know, but anyway, let's see what I want to do next. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I think the colors are really pretty. And I really like the design of this one. And I'm excited that I'm getting close to being done, just because then it's another one that I can mark off in my completed column. Isn't that funny? I mean, I'm happy to be doing the painting and working on it, don't get me wrong, but I also get a really big kick out of putting it on my completed paintings list. That's something else that is on my to-do list. I have been working on my diamond painting log for next year. I've never bought a diamond painting log. I've seen several people who offer them for sale, but I'm one of those people that, you know, I'd rather just make it myself, and then I know it has all the stuff in it that I want. So this year, you know, I just kind of made a sheet that had, you know, a bunch of information that I could keep on it. So it has basic information like, you know, the name of the kit. There's a place for a sticker of it. If I don't get them, like, you know, the ones that DAC provides, then I make my own so that I have a visual of what each kit looked like in my logbook. You know, date started, date finished, date ordered, received, cost, shipping, you know, all that good stuff. Where did I get it from? What size is it? Number of drills, or not number of drills, number of colors. I think number of drills is on there, but I don't ever actually keep track of that because I think that would be, I don't know. I was going to say I think that would be depressing, but maybe if I was done with the painting and I could be like, hey, I placed 90,000 drills, then that would be exciting. I don't know. I've just never kept track of that particular piece of it. But that's on there. And I keep track of my time. So on the back of each sheet, there is a place for me to keep track of my time. And there's a reason for that, but I'll explain that in the new year as well. But anyway, so I have always made my own, and I have been playing around with how I want to set it up. And I think now I have, you know, like my logbook this year just had those pages in it. I didn't have any other sections or anything. But now that I've had kind of a year or most of a year to kind of work with it, I've discovered that, I think I want to add some sections into it. I didn't do it this year because I also keep things on a spreadsheet on my computer, and it seems kind of redundant to keep it in a couple of places. But, maybe somebody else will see my logbook and decide that they would like it too. So I think I'm going to go back in and add sections for things like, keeping track of what's in your stash, keeping track of, I guess essentially what you've ordered. And then a place to keep track of what you've finished, what your finishes are. And then maybe some other stuff I haven't quite figured out yet. Like I said, I'm a big planner. I use a typical kind of planner now, but I also have played around with bullet journals. And so maybe I want to incorporate some elements of that kind of thing in it, some trackers and things in it. Diamond painting related, of course, not what you would find in a typical bullet journal, but just maybe some fun stuff like that. So we'll see. That's a question for you guys. Have any of you bought a diamond painting log from someone? And if so, did you like it? Was it useful? Did you get it and then think, no, thank you? I know a lot of people keep track of that kind of stuff on the Gems Flow app so that it's kind of on their phone rather than on paper. I'm one of those weird people that I would rather have it on paper. I am very analog in a lot of ways. I'm very tactile. So I would rather have, a piece of paper in front of me to kind of work from and look at than something that's, on my phone and whatnot. Probably because I get frustrated, when my phone doesn't work and things like that. And so just not a big fan of having a lot of stuff like that on my phone. So I don't know, maybe I'll feel differently about that at some point, but for right now, that's where I'm at. I'd rather have things. That's why my planner is paper and pencil or in pen rather than computer. I've considered getting, you can get journals that you can keep on like your iPad and do them electronically rather than doing pencil and paper. And in some ways that's appealing, but yeah, I'm still all about the pencil and paper for the most part. So I do like the stickers to play around and make things pretty, but still prefer the, kind of pencil and paper method for a lot of things. I think for me, that's just always how I've learned best, is to kind of write things down, take notes, that kind of cements things in my brain for me. And so that's just how I prefer to kind of keep track of things for the most part. I mean, like I said, I do have spreadsheets on my computer and things like that, to keep track of like things that I've ordered. And of course, everything for my YouTube channel is on the computer and stuff like that. But yeah, given my druthers, I'd rather do pencil and paper. So I keep debating one of the things I want to do for myself this year. I'm not going to set any resolutions for myself this year or, coming up in 2020, but I do have some definite things that I want to do. I want to learn at least some basic French. I don't have to know it well enough to speak it. I would just like to know it well enough to understand it so that if someone speaks it to me or around me, I can understand what they're saying. We traveled up to Canada. It's been several years ago, and we took both of our kids with us when we went to visit my husband's family. And we ended up going through Montreal, and we went to a restaurant there and had dinner. But it was very, I don't know, disconcerting for me, I guess. I've never really traveled outside the US. At that point, I'd crossed the border into Mexico once, and I had been to Canada one time to visit with my husband and his family, but we were in, the province where he's from, and I had never been to Quebec before. And being someplace where basically everyone spoke French and all the signs were in French, and I couldn't really, keep up with everything. Reading street signs was a challenge, and, figuring out where we were trying to go because we were leaving from the airport in Montreal and things like that. And I did not like it. And so I want to make sure that I am not in that position again. Like I said, even if I can't, speak it, I still want to be able to understand it. So, and, like read street signs and stuff like that. That has a tab on it I did not see. So let me get rid of that one. Pick out a different drill. So that's one of my goals. Of course, I have lots of goals centered around the YouTube channel and my diamond painting, but the French one is kind of a personal goal. I want to get back, on trying to be more healthy and active. I was doing really well until the issue with my knee came up, and that kind of has set me back. And it's still setting me back because I don't have it completely taken care of yet, but I'm hoping that will be something that I can get taken care of in the new year. Get some surgery, get it fixed, get it rehabbed, and get on with the rest of the things that I want to do. Because while I don't really consider myself a very active person, I mean, I would say my lifestyle for the most part is, pretty sedentary. I am up on my feet at work. You can't be a preschool teacher from a chair, but my other activities have been pretty curtailed because of the issue with my knee, and I'm actually really missing that. It was some time that, my son and I spent together kind of just one-on-one. And if you're a mom, you know that the older your kids get, the less of that you get. And so it was really nice. And I am actually really missing that kind of one-on-one time with him that we've not been able to do because I can't physically do it. So, and it's, not that we don't spend time together, but he's 20, and so he kind of does his own thing. And so, I don't want to give up that opportunity for us to kind of spend that time together. Kind of been forced to lately, and I'm not very happy about it. So anyway, that's one of my goals, personal goals. So to get back on track for that kind of thing. And yeah, I think, like I said, I'm not going to set any specific resolutions, just these are some things I would like to do. So maybe my son and I will get to spend some time he wants to learn kind of French as well. So maybe we'll spend some time together doing that. I think I'm going to get one of those Rosetta Stone systems, whatever you call it, and see how dangerous we can make ourselves before we head up there. Like I said, I'm not, I mean, if I learn it enough to be fluent in it, that would be great. I'm going to guess that's not going to happen in the amount of time that we have. But just being able to understand people when they speak would go a long way. And where my husband is from, and where we would be living. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so sorry. I keep moving this all over the place. I dropped some stuff and I hit it with my elbow. Okay, let me make sure it's back where you can see it. Okay, I think that's good. Where my husband is from, there are people who speak French, of course, but they're, for the most part, speak English. And so, it's not that I have to learn it or I won't be able to, get around and do things. I just think it would be helpful, if only for my own peace of mind. So, like I said, once upon a time, I was interested in learning all kinds of languages. So I think it would be fun to kind of see. I have done, dabbled here and there in other languages. I told you I took Latin in college for quite a while. And I took German when I was in high school. And my oldest took quite a bit of Spanish, both in high school and college. And, I have done like the Duolingo / Babbel thing where you try to learn, conversational Spanish. So I'm, again, by no means fluent in any of those, but, just catching a word here and there is comforting to me. I think it bothers me because words are kind of my thing. I love kind of wordplay and anything to do with that, crossword puzzles, anagrams, learning the different meanings of a word and all of that thing. I think that was kind of some of the appeal of becoming an English teacher. And so I think that's part of my frustration, being someplace where I can't access any of that because I don't speak the language. I did see, I think it was a Eddie Izzard concert. He made a statement that, really the best way to learn a language is to move someplace where they speak it and just immerse yourself in it. Because of course, even as good as some of these programs are, you can't learn all of the ins and outs of everything, unless you do that. That's why we have so many foreign exchange students come here, because, you can learn English, but you don't learn it like you do when you're around people who speak it all the time. So, and of course, American English is a lot different than British English, and I'm sure that's a lot different than Australian English and, any other place that they speak English. Canadian English, for instance. So, although my husband's really excited to move up there and have my son and I be the ones who are like, ooh, where are you guys from? You have weird accents. Because even after being here for almost 10 years, he still has his Canadian accent and, the way he says certain things that people around here are like, what? So he still gets a chuckle out of that every now and then, because he'll say something and people will be like, what? I give him a hard time too. He still says things like, well, let's go do that after. And I'll be like, after what? After, you know what I mean? Or, he still says, oh, where's the washroom? And although I tease him whenever we drive and he gets impatient and he, gets frustrated at drivers. Oh, you're getting to be too American. Look at you. And then he just laughs and he'll go, I know, I'm sorry. So He's pretty funny. My husband is one of those people that is always in a good mood. He very rarely lets anything get him down. He balances out my crazy nicely, is what I always tell him. So my family tells him the same thing. So save this color for last. I think I have one S I need to go back and fill in, but everything else is done. And you guys, I forgot to turn on my timer. I remember to bring it in here, but I forgot to turn it on. So I'm just going to have to guess at how much time this took this time. Oh, I missed a star, I just realized. Go back in and fill all these in. Trying to get this done and filmed before the rest of my household gets busy and noisy. So, but I think tomorrow, depending on whether or not my husband is done working, I think after that, then we'll be home for the holidays. My oldest is done working. Oh, there's another star that I missed. Her last day for the holidays was Friday, so she's done. My youngest was done a week or so ago with all of his last finals, so he's done until next semester starts. I'm done, at least having to go in every day until after the new year. I do have some things, like I said, that I want to work on while I'm at home, but it's nothing that I have to go into work for, so I can just kind of do it at my own pace. I gotta say, if nothing else, the last couple of years have shown me that while in a lot of ways working for someone else is easier, I very much enjoy kind of doing things at my own pace and my own schedule. It has taken me a little bit to kind of get used to, um, you know, kind of making sure that I am productive every day. I struggled for a while, kind of making myself get up every morning and do things. I used to marvel at my dad when I was younger. My dad was up by 6 o'clock every day, 7 days a week, no matter when it was, whether he was on vacation, whether he was working, didn't matter what was going on, he was up by 6 o'clock. And, he used to tell us when we were kids, um, we had a house with an intercom system back when those intercom systems were all the rage in the 80s, and his favorite thing to do on the weekends was get on that intercom system and make us all get up, wake us all up. And because, he had 3 teenagers in the house at once. And so he would wake us all up and, oh, what are you doing? You're sleeping the day away. By the time you get up, the day's half gone. And, at the time I was just like, ugh. And my sister can still sleep until noon. I can't do that anymore. I have become my dad. Even if I go to bed late, I am up early in the morning. And if I sleep late, I feel like I've wasted my day. So even on the weekends anymore, I'm up, which is kind of crazy, I know. But okay, I'm trying to look here. I think I got all of those. I don't think I missed any this time. So let me zoom out here so we can see this section. Let me move this stuff a bit out of the way. Oops, I didn't go far enough for you guys to see everything. Okay, I think you can see everything now. So let me just move this a little. Okay, there we go. I think Is this the bottom? Yeah, you can see the whole thing. So we finished basically one little bird here, this little flower on his stomach, another flower on his back. Haven't quite, I think his beak is going to be hiding under there. More leaves. So yeah, it looks like it's coming together nicely, guys. I really, like I said, I really do love all of the colors in this kit. So I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I hope you're enjoying watching it. Tomorrow we will move to section 20, and then we will only have 4 more days. Can you guys believe it's only 5 days? Well, I guess 6 technically until Christmas, but 5 days till Christmas Eve. That seems kind of nuts. This has gone so fast. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, you know to do all the things before you leave. Don't forget to leave it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.